From the Mayan underworld to the frosty realms of Norse myth, every culture has its unique depiction of death personified. Today, we'll uncover the roles these deities play in their respective mythologies, how they influence the afterlife, and their significance in both ancient and modern cultures. These are the gods of death in mythology around the world. In our exploration of gods of death, we start with Apush from Mayan mythology, known for his dominion over Metnal, the underworld. Apush, depicted often with the visage of an owl, embodies decay and disaster, but also plays a role in childbirth and new beginnings. Interestingly, Apush was feared by the Maya, who would engage in loud mourning to keep him at bay, a practice believed to prevent him from claiming more souls. Moving from African mythology, we encounter Gamab and Gwanab from the San people of southern Africa. These two deities represent two sides of life's coin, creation and termination. Gamab, the benevolent god, nurtures life and brings rain, deciding the moment of death with a celestial arrow. Contrastingly, Gaunab turned into a resentful figure, overshadowed by Gamab's rain-creating acclaim, which ultimately led to his bitter disposition. In Maori mythology, there's Hainui Tepo, the Great Woman of Night. She's like the Queen of the Night, welcoming souls as they journey into the afterlife. People say the red streaks in the sky come from her, lighting the way for departing spirits. Then in Finnish folklore, we have Kelma, the goddess of death and decay. Her name even means stench of corpses. She's said to hang out in graveyards, and the Finnish word for graveyard, kalmisto, is basically her name. Legend has it, she cruises around on a cloud of smells like a spooky puff of smoke. It's pretty wild how different cultures imagine death, right? Some see it as nurturing, like Hainui Tepo guiding souls, while others, like Kelma, give it a more eerie, spooky vibe. But hey, it's all part of the rich tapestry of human stories. Mictacatl stands as the Aztec goddess of death, intertwined with the ruler of the underworld, Mictlan Tecuhtli. Her realm is Mictlan, the lowest level of the underworld, where she vigilantly watches over the bones of the departed. Over time, ancient festivals honoring the deceased have evolved, blending with Spanish customs to become the vibrant celebrations of the modern Day of the Dead. Today, Mictacatl is honored as the esteemed Lady of the Dead, her presence felt keenly in the colorful festivities that honor departed loved ones. In the intricate tapestry of Roman mythology, Morta emerges as a figure shrouded in enigma. She is the guardian of destiny and death, particularly associated with the fate of infants who depart this world prematurely. And despite their cultural and temporal distances, these deities share a common thread: their connection to the profound mystery of death. From the vibrant celebrations of Mictacahuatl's Day of the Dead to the silent contemplation of Morta's domain over fate, they remind us of the timeless questions surrounding mortality and the ways in which humanity seeks to understand and honor its passage. But for the ancient Canaanites, death was just a part of life's natural cycle, especially evident in their arid environment. Mot, their god of death, famously battled and initially defeated Baal, the god of fertility and life. However, Baal's sister, Anath, later defeated Mot, allowing Baal to be resurrected and bring life back to the land. Despite Baal's resurrection, Mot's own rebirth was inevitable, symbolizing the perpetual cycle of life and death. Mot represented the death of crops and the barren seasons in the present-day Middle Eastern region, playing a crucial role in the Canaanite seasonal cycle. Next, we've got Na from the Samoyed religion. In the Nenets culture of Siberia, Na is known as the god of death, and is one of the two demiurges, or supreme gods, who created the world. His counterpart, Num, created all living things, while Na is responsible for collecting their souls, taking them to a dark part of the universe. This setup showcases a classic example of dualistic cosmology, where creation and death work hand in hand. Then there's Supay in Inca mythology. In Inca mythology, Supay was both the god of death and the ruler of Ucupocha, the Incan underworld. He was also associated with a race of demons. When the Spanish colonized the Americas, Christian priests equated Supay with the Christian devil. However, unlike the European view of the devil, the indigenous people respected and feared Supay, invoking him in their prayers to avoid his wrath. We can't forget Thanatos from Greek mythology. Thanatos, the Greek god of death, was a key figure in the afterlife narratives of Greek mythology. As a psychopomp, he worked alongside his sisters, the Moirae, to escort the spirits of the deceased to the underworld. He ensured that those whose time had ended were safely transported to the bank of the Acheron River, where they could cross into the afterlife via Charon's skiff, provided they underwent the proper burial rituals. Known for being associated with a peaceful death, Thanatos contrasts with the violent death overseen by the Keres and the Hounds of Hades. Often depicted as a winged elderly man with a sword, Thanatos shares visual similarities with the modern figure of the Grim Reaper. There's also Hel from Norse mythology. Hel, a giantess and daughter of Loki and Angerboda, was the Norse goddess of death. Described as half black and half flesh-colored, she symbolizes being part living and part corpse. Hel's realm, Niflheim, often called Helheim after her, was where those Norse who didn't die in battle ended up. Warriors met different fates, going either to Valhalla, Odin's Hall, or Folkvangr, the Hall of Frigg. There's also Yama, Hindu mythology. Yama is the Hindu god of death and justice, presiding over Yamaloka, where he administers law and punishes sinners. One of the oldest deities, Yama features prominently in significant Hindu texts, such as the Rig Veda, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and the Puranas. Anubis, Egyptian mythology. Anubis, the god of death, was one of ancient Egypt's most revered deities, believed to hold immense power over the physical and spiritual realms of the deceased. Initially the primary god of death, his role was later absorbed by Osiris during the Middle Kingdom. Finally, we've got Yanluo Wang, Chinese mythology. Yanluo, the god of death and ruler of the underworld in Chinese mythology, judges all the dead. Known for his courtroom of minions, including a judge with a book of souls, Yanluo determines the fates of the deceased. Good deeds might earn one a favorable reincarnation, while sins could lead to harsher future lives. But if you want to check out some more mythological content, make sure to click on this next video.